And now to the primary wins for Mayor Mamdani and the progressive left. All three congressional candidates who were endorsed by the mayor won. And tonight, a look at whether those victories could have political implications for Governor Hochul's reelection campaign. Political reporter Marcia Kramer is here to explain this complex issue. Marcia.
It is complex, Christine. Well, Republicans are hoping that they can use this primary, the results, to hurt Governor Hochul's reelection chances. But she's having none of it. She didn't back any of the left of center candidates that won, but she's untroubled by their success. Democrats, she says, believe it or not, are a Big Tent party with room for all.
I never said we're united as a party. I've been involved in this political party my entire life. No one has ever accused us of being fully united behind one individual, one concept.
Governor Hochul putting on her game face, apparently unperturbed that the candidates she backed in the congressional primaries, including Congressman Dan Goldman and Adriano Espaillat, lost to the left. And as she embarks on her own re-election campaign, she says she's spoken to the mayor about harnessing the excitement his supporters are feeling in a joint effort to thwart President Trump and help Democrats flip control of Congress.
Well, they're going radical left. They're going really, you talk about the Democrat socialists, it's really communist. When they go more liberal than Dan Goldman, they're really into Never, Never land.
We just have to turn this into a winning strategy against Donald Trump and his cronies and the mega candidates running in New York, and there's plenty of them.
But Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman thinks he can turn the victories of the left to his advantage, luring moderate Democrats and Jewish voters turned off by the anti-Israel rhetoric of the Mamdani slate.
That's going to be a lot of traditional Democrats that are going to be very upset that the party's being taken over by the lunatics, and I believe that they will vote Republican. I think that it will help my candidacy because I have tried to show the sharp distinctions between the policies of Mamdani and Hochul and those of traditional Democrats and common sense Democrats. So I actually think that last night was a defining moment.
Experts say that linking Hochul and Democratic candidates to the mayor and his left of center slate could have an effect.
There's no question that moderate Democrats are looking for a new place to go, and they may vote for the right Republican. They're looking for the Republican that they can support. And you have a lot of Jewish Democrats that are also going to do the same. No question about it.
But while the governor is taking the election results in stride, it may be a warning signal to long-serving Democrats like Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. The success of the left may be all the encouragement a person like AOC needs to run against Schumer in a primary.
Wouldn't that be something? So let's peel back the layers a little bit here, if we could, about what happened last night. Why do you think Mamdani, the slate that he had, scored such a sweep?
Well, there's been a lot of recent polls showing that many Democrats are unhappy with the inability of the party to move the needle forward and improve their lives. So they were willing to throw out experienced politicians in favor of energetic candidates not beholden to the status quo.
What are your instincts telling you, Marcia, and the mayor's success? Is this really a sign of things to come?
It's really an interesting question. That actually remains to be seen. The mayor's victories were in districts where he ran strong during his own race for City Hall. Now, as you know, not all areas of the city are as liberal as those districts, so that remains to be seen.
Yeah, he didn't endorse a candidate on the Upper East Side, right?
For example, yes, because that was a more conservative district.
Absolutely. Okay, Marcia Kramer, thank you. For more on last night's primary wins and a look at all of our local races, just go to cbsnewyork.com.